Hi, it's Habon. This video will be about my eyeshadow palette collection. So if you're interested, please keep watching. So just a little bit of an intro. My eyeshadow palettes tend to have similar shades that I gravitate towards. So it's mainly browns, golds. I've like oranges, I like purples and pinks and these kinds of shades. So they're all the palettes are quite similar, and they've got colours that are in all of them, but I do feel like they're all quite different in ways that I've got extra colours. So I know it's quite excessive, but these are the eyeshadow palettes that I love. So firstly, I'm going to talk about my Huda Beauty eyeshadows. So I do have here 3 palettes from Huda Beauty. I know I have a problem, but so my favourite one actually is the caramel brown palette, which is this one here. So it comes with quite a few shades. There's some orange tones, some browns, some golds. There is a dark, it's not black, but like a dark brown shade there, which I love for if I want to do a more of a dramatic look for an evening or just going out look. So I love to have that so I can play with that too. But generally I like to stick to the golds here and that brown right in the corner, which I use as an all over eyelid colour. So that's the caramel brown. I do also have Topaz Obsessions. So this is another one that I got. I can't actually remember the order that I bought them in. Obviously I didn't buy them all in one go. I just sort of got them slowly and added to my collection. This palette here, it does have similar tones to the other one, but there is like a unique yellow shade there. The orange is in the corner, and then there is a dark brown shade here too. But what I love about all these eyeshadow palettes from Huda Beauty is the shimmer and the matte shades together, which I quite love that kind of combination. And then lastly, I've got the Nudes from the Nudes collection. So this is the medium tone one. And this one I love because it's more the pinks and the purples are in this shade, where they're not in the other 2 shades, the other 2 palettes rather. So love this for a pink. Firstly, I thought it was a bit light for me because I thought it would have been the dark, but actually trying it in store and looking at it rather than just on the website, I did see that these colours are actually wearable. So if you're a similar skin tone to me, try the medium, the palette, because it's quite nice, I think. Okay, so those are just my Huda Beauty ones. Going on to a new favourite of mine, I've got the Too Faced palette here. So this is the Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. This palette I love because it's got all of the nude colours that you would love. It's all like pretty much naturals and nudes, and then there are quite light shades here. I will never use any of these shades, but it's nice that multiple skin tones can use this palette. So if you're fair skinned or medium to fair, you can get away with using these colours here, but I tend to stick to the colours right at the end. So there's a brown shade that I love here. I don't know the name. Is it Cocoa? But no, not Cocoa, Maple. The maple is the one that I use, the one right here. I use it as an all over eyelid colour when I'm going to work, when I'm in a rush, when I can't be bothered. It's really beautiful. You can obviously make it more smoky and more dramatic, but this palette is all that you need for a natural eye look, I believe. And then I've got more high-end palette here, and this is the Natasha Denona bronzing palette. This palette, to be honest, I didn't really need it, I'll be honest, but I did love it. So when I saw these colours, I thought they were so beautiful. This palette was so gorgeous. I kind of spent a bit more than I wanted to, but I thought it would be, I convinced myself actually that's all I need, but I'll always still buy makeup, so I'm not saving any money. But if you want a palette that does everything, so day looks, evening looks, dramatic looks, natural looks, and you're like a medium to dark skin tone, this Natasha Denona palette is everything, has everything that you could possibly need. You could do so much with this. It's so gorgeous. I highly recommend this palette, even though it's really pricey. And then another palette that I've got is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension. So Patrick Ta, obviously famous makeup artist, he's got his own makeup line. I haven't bought any of his other products, but I did love this eyeshadow palette. So just to show you, there were quite a few light tones, but you can actually use that as like a just a shimmer right in the center of the eye. It is wearable, but I love this color here, this dark red brown color, and also I love this shimmer up there. So he's got shimmers and he's got mattes, and then if you can see the last two here, they're cream eyeshadows and they come in like a protective plastic case, so you could use those as a bronzer color. They're quite like, that's quite a dark color. You could use it as a bronzing shade, you could use it all over your lid, you could use it in the corner. Like, it's so versatile and really wearable. Highly recommend this palette, even though it was a bit pricey, but I feel like I'll have this for years and I love it so much. And then I've got two other products here. They're not really eyeshadows, but I did love them, and I tend to use it as an eyeshadow. So this is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer, and I think I've got the dark shade here. I'm not quite sure. Is it shade 3, whatever that color rates to. So I use this so much. As you can see, there's like a dent and I've hit pan right in the middle. I use it I use a bronzer. I use it to look in the mirror when I'm doing my makeup because it's got a really big, nice mirror. And I do use it as eyeshadow too. I love it because when I'm being lazy, I can't be bothered to go reach for something else, especially when I've already got this in my hand. So I'll use this as a bronzer and an eyeshadow, just to have it like a more uniform look. So love this as an eyeshadow, guys, even though it's a bronzer. Then I've got a MAC shade here. It's just like a one single MAC shade. I just wanted, when I was looking for, was sort of like a nice pigmented eyeshadow, because sometimes I feel like not all the eyeshadows that I've got here are pigmented. I know the Huda Beauty ones are really pigmented, but there's some quite wishy-washy ones. So I know MAC, and I've used MAC eyeshadows before, but I didn't want to buy like a whole set because I already have so much eyeshadows. So I just went for one color that I tend to gravitate towards, this color, and I use this color on a daily. So I went and I found this in MAC, but it does have a slight shimmer too, which is quite nice, but it's basically matte with a tiny bit of shimmer and a sheen. It's called Texture. Is it Texture Velvet? I'm not sure, but it says here A19. I don't know if that's the color, but I'm pretty sure it's just called Texture. So I bought this. Absolutely love this. Use it all the time. Reach for it. Keep it in my everyday makeup bag as well, because some of these palettes are quite bulky. You don't want to put them in your small makeup bag. It's really annoying. The Huda Beauty ones are quite good because they'll fit in nicely, but when you're being lazy, this little one's perfect, and so is the bronzer. So that's all I've got time for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing the bits that I've got and all the things that I've been collecting over time. If you love this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe.